TC, Spiritual Shepherd. Welcome back, guys. Today we are getting into I have stopped listening to the outside world. And maybe not stop listening per se, but I want you guys to see kind of what I'm saying. It's not necessarily stop listening to them, but it's also not always taking outside circumstances and outside outcomes and their advice. It's what you feel internally. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to get into the concept that when I listen to the outside over the course of my life and over the course of my years, it has done me a disservice. It has done me an absolute disservice by always consistently listening to the outside world. It made me compare to other people, made me contrast to other people. It made me compete with other people when they're not even in my competition level, when they're not even on my level, when they're not even within my league. So I find it very interesting that there are certain things in our lives that we are told to do. We are told to listen to people. But what happens when you are on a really good level? And this is not coming from an arrogant standpoint. It's coming from a knowing yourself, knowing thyself standpoint. When you know who you are, when you know that, okay, well, if I just put this, and this together, I know that all of these things come together for me. But a lot of people will say, don't do this, and this. You don't need to do that. It's like one thing I've had a very big problem with. I think that one of my love languages is affirmations. And I think, and even affirmations, I've talked about this in my course, affirmations, suggestions, contemplations, and confirmation. So I want you to kind of think of these types of things. These are different ways that we speak in society, that we speak collectively, that we make different how we speak, how we use our speech. So affirmations is, I am, I have. It's affirming. It's firm. It's firm in what you are affirming. Okay. And I teach this as well. You can't say affirmations, I am affirmations, all these affirmations, and not be firm with it. Okay. But also, I want you guys to understand what suggestions are. Suggestions are opinions. That's just what they are. They're just opinions. So when somebody suggests something to you, it doesn't mean that it's actually the truth. It doesn't mean that's just their opinion of what you should do. It doesn't mean that that is what it is. And also it doesn't mean that that's what you should do. And that's just a suggestion. But I want you guys to understand that a lot of people always put all of these people on a pedestal when they are not where you want to be, when you are where they are. So if they're older than you and they say, do this, don't do this, do this, don't do this, and you don't want to be where they are, then I want you guys to understand that there's a point in your life where you have to make your own path. You have to be autonomous. I have a tattoo under there. It's called autonomous. And I want you guys to understand the word autonomous means to tread one's own path, to lead one's own path. And if every person outside of you is trying to slow your path down, is trying to maneuver your path, is trying to manipulate you to walk their path for you, or to live your path, not live your path, but live their path for you. And I think that love, unconditional love, is not manipulative. It is loving somebody regardless of what their religion is, of what their race is, of what their political stance is, of what their gender is, of what these different types of things. And I think that there's a problem in this day and age where if it doesn't affect you, who flipping cares? Like, who flipping cares? Like, honestly. And I want you guys to really get to the point, too, that if you are consistently listening to outside people, you're not listening to your inner voice. You're not listening to a voice inside of yourself, your true consciousness, but also your conscientiousness and your conscience. Okay? Your consciousness, your conscientiousness, and your conscience. So those are intercorrelated and interconnected. And so if you're always listening to other people's version of who they see you as, even if that self has not evolved. So the thing is like there's a big problem in society with familial attachment. Okay? And it doesn't even have to be immediate familial attachment. It could be like, let's say, like, for example, my uncle or my aunt or my cousin or whatever. If I hear them say consistent things over and over and over, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. But the thing in my heart is saying, I should do this. And I voiced that and then I was not listened to, then you really don't care about listening to me. All you care about is me living your way. Me living your way. And I think that this is a chance to evolve because I'm working in my ego to where I'm not judging people and I'm not judging people where they're based, where their life is at. And I'm also starting to be like more non-judgmental and non-conditional, unconditional, and understand that people love you from their level of love, from their level of how they love themselves, how much they love themselves. And my whole purpose is not for you to praise me. This is exactly what Jesus said. It's not always to just, Lord, 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 praise, praise, praise. It's not for you to praise me. It's for me to help you see you inside you, or the me inside you. Instead of praising me like, oh yeah, you're amazing, you're amazing, you're amazing. I'm also trying to get you to see the me inside you that you keep trying to praise me for. And I want you guys to get to this point too, that there is a one being. There's one being. There's one being connecting all of us. There's one being that is in totality. And we are just fractalized versions of this one being, this one complete holy being, this whole being. And I'm tired of listening to outside people because I've always been told, you know what, don't do this, do this, do this, do this. It's not that I don't listen to outside people, to be honest, but I do listen to people who I would like to be like when I'm their age, who I'd like to be like when I'm my age, who I like to be like even if they're younger than me and they're better than me. So that's the problem is like we are way too egoic, like way too egoic. We don't think of ourselves as like, if religion is really saying like, I'm not good enough and I need this person outside of me to save me, then you have to understand that and you can never be good enough. That is a complacent mindset. It's a justifiable mindset because that is putting you in the point of view that, you know, well, it doesn't matter if I'm fat. It doesn't matter if I'm depressed. It doesn't matter if I'm sad. It doesn't matter if I'm broke. It doesn't matter if I suck. It doesn't matter if I sin because I'll be forgiven. And that is not the right way to live. It's just not the right way to live because think of it inside. Think of it inside, the church inside rather than outside. Think of the Savior inside rather than outside. Once you think of it inside, then you're like, whoa. I don't want to eat bad at all. I don't want to eat bad at all. I don't want to do anybody harm because they're all the same me. They all are the same me. Why would I hurt somebody? Why would I lie to somebody? Why would I sin against myself? Why would I sin against myself? Which is literally releasing your seed, sinning against yourself. That's biblical. And I want you guys to start to see the aspect that if the temple's inside of you, you'll care about your fitness. You'll care about your mentality. You'll care about what you're consuming. You'll care about other people's suggestions for you. You'll start getting rid of people in their life when they have terrible suggestions for you. When they say that you're not good enough and you'll never be fucking good enough until you are good enough. Which is when? I'm good enough now. I'm good enough now, and I don't need somebody to tell me that I'm good enough when I'm 30, when I'm 35, when I'm 40, when I'm 45, when I'm 50. I'm good enough now, and I was good enough 8 years ago when you never said I was good enough, and I was good enough when I was 12, and I was good enough when I was 8, and I was good enough when I was 17. I am good enough because I am good enough, because I'm affirming that I'm good enough. And my suggestion to you is don't listen to people's negative suggestions of you, because that is their negative suggestion of themselves and how they justify it for themselves. Because a big correlation between this is that well, if somebody's just going to come and fix my life, why do I need to fix it right now? Why? Why can't I just be an alcoholic right now? Why can't I do drugs right now? Which is exactly the paradigm that me and my brother and other people lived in, because this is a correlation that this is why we did drugs. This is why we drank. This is why there's tons of alcoholics. This is why religion is a big thing, because it's like, oh, I don't have any responsibility at all. I don't have any reliance on me. I don't have anything that I have to do at all. And it's not that you do anything and your deeds get you to heaven, but your deeds do discern you from other people, and that is biblical. They don't get you to heaven, but they do discern you. They do discern you from other people. And so you are recognized by your deeds. You're recognized by your fruits. But if we keep giving very sour fruit consistently, we keep giving man-made fruit, and we don't do God's fruit for us, then we are going to continuously we're going to have plastic in our oceans. Then we're going to have poison in our skies, and we're going to have poison in our minds, and we're going to have poison in our music, and we're going to have poison in our food, until we decide to come back to ourselves. We must come back to ourselves and stop listening to other people and their suggestions for us. What is other people's suggestion for us? Let's conclude this. What is other people's suggestions for us? To be like so materialistic that there are vampires who just want your money. To be so materialistic, to be so perfect, to be so, you have to have this car, you have to have this house, you have to have this relationship, you have to have this girl, you have to have this stuff, you have this body, and I really do think that, yes, there is a place for those things. Okay, because I see myself being in a really nice house. I have a beautiful woman. I have a really good body. I eat very well, and I train very well, and I do these types of things. But I want you guys to not put those things on the pedestal. It's about the actions and the discipline. Being a disciple is being being disciplined. Getting up and doing a video every day, getting up and working out every day, getting up and training every day, getting up and just doing the dishes every day and not complaining about it. Getting up and doing the nitty-gritty stuff that most people won't say, yeah, great job for it. See, my whole thing is that I've listened to people like, no, don't work out. No, eat this food. No, eat this. No, eat this. Because there was a lack of education. Even when there was the presumptuous paradigm and misperception of intelligence. There was a lack of education. I think it also does come with the technological era. Our kids are getting smarter. That's why technology is trying to control, and these apps are trying to control algorithms and have certain paradigms for you to see in, and you can only see and learn in these types of things. That's why they don't want people like me or other people to be so big. I've been shadow banned on TikTok multiple times because of the stuff that I've taught. I couldn't do this, or I couldn't say this, or whatever. So, and that is really leading you back to yourself. It's leading you back to yourself. But it sucks, and you don't want to believe it because you don't like yourself. You've hated yourself for so long. You've hated yourself or hated certain actions of yourself for so long. You've not really liked certain things, and so you have to not attach to the past. You have to let go of the future and how you think your past is attached to your future, and be a better version now. Be a better version now. And the whole thing is like, I'm not afraid to speak anymore. I'm not afraid to say what I believe anymore. I'm not afraid to say what I feel anymore, because I'm tired of people telling me I'm too young, I'm I need to do all this stuff before I'm good enough. I don't think people understand how much work I've put in. And I don't want praise from it, but I want you guys to understand that there are people in this world who do this shit alone. Okay? I was an alcoholic and a drug addict because I was never congratulated, or I never had that love language of affirmation that's just like, hell yeah, you're good at pitching. Hell yeah, you need to go to the gym. Hell yeah, you're good at P90X. But instead, I always had people say, here's a cookie for you. Here's a cookie for you. Eat a cookie. And now that I'm grown up, I don't need people's validation or attention or affirmation. I don't. I'm ready. I've made myself ready. I don't need someone else to tell me that I'm ready. And it's frustrating because I know that there are multiple people who live as I live, who feel what I feel, because I receive multiple texts from multiple different people, multiple comments, multiple clients, multiple types of things that are like, TC, you are speaking facts. You're speaking the truth. And in no way am I spreading harm or hurt to these people that I'm talking about. I'm not saying that, but I want you guys to understand that I'm just not listening to you guys anymore. I'm not listening to people anymore. I'm not listening to people who are not of like mind and like vibration, high vibe, high ticket, high value anymore. The people I listen to are CEOs, they're billionaires, they're multimillionaires, they're millionaires, they're multiple streams of income. They have their fitness in order, they have their emotions in order, they are stoic, they have a high keen philosophy, they have a multitude of structured schedules and rituals and routines in their life. And this is why they start building and cultivating their lives, because they are continuously evolving over and over and over again. These are the people that I listen to. And I feel like when people say, you know what, you have to take your time, you have to wait, you have to be patient, you have to do this type of stuff. And it's like, yes, you're right. But I've already been taking my time, and I already am taking my time. I'm already being patient. I'm already relaxing. I'm already meditating on every move that I'm making. I'm 12 moves ahead. I'm 12 moves ahead of people. And I think that there's this big thing where it's just like, I've learned the skill sets. I speak multiple different languages. Even if it's like different, I'm still learning them. But obviously, like I can speak and have a conversation with different types of things. That's a skill set. Forex, crypto, stocks, options. Those are skill sets. Networking, that's a whole skill set in of itself. I've never really had somebody say, like, I hate you. They have to, like, work very hard for them to say that they hate me. Like, people really have to work hard to say that they hate me. And I'm very controversial, and so I understand that I'm not going to be everybody's cup of tea, but that's totally fine. But the people that know me, the people that generally know me, they fuck with me. They fuck with me. They fuck with me, like literally. And I fuck with them. I think they're cool as fuck. And the whole thing is like we're building tribes. Like I'm not just in a business to make money. I'm in a business to change the world, to advance the vibration of the world. And if you don't even understand what vibration is, don't pass your negativity and project your negativity as oh, that's crazy. It's like that's a low vibe. Like the Beach Boys have been talking about good vibes before I was even born. So like, go talk to them first. But you're not going to talk to them because they're this big famous thing and you have them on a pedestal. So kind of to conclude this, guys, I want you guys to just stop listening to outside people. You can listen to people's suggestions. I'm not saying don't listen to them at all. Shut them up or ignore them. I'm not saying that. I'm saying when people have a suggestion, you could choose whether you listen to them or not. You could choose whether you believe them or not. You could choose whether you you listen to their voice of reason or, unreasonability or whatever. I want you guys to really see that it might be your boss, it might be your parents, it might be your uncles, it might be your family, it might be your friends, it might be the people who look like your friends, who might say like I had somebody, what are you selling? What are you selling him, TC? And it's like, I find that very interesting. It's just like, well, fuck, at least I have something to sell. And then also, I'm not selling you shit. I'm giving you your life back. I'm not selling you, I'm giving you. But people will see it as selling when they look at themselves in such a low version. They're still vaping, they're still smoking, they're still an alcoholic, they're still a partier, they still sell their body on Instagram for free. They're not, like, it's crazy. So I want you guys to really get to the point where get angry. Get so fucking angry that you change your life. On the scale of consciousness, anger and then courage. You first have to get angry before you have the courage to change and transform your life. Let's leave this one here. Peace, much love, namaste. Check out everything in the description. You guys can check out my course. It's a $3,000 course, but I will ultimately give you guys, if you guys sign up for that, then I will give you the one-on-one coaching just absolutely free. So we're only doing this for certain people, so up to a certain limit. So I want you guys to just stay tuned for future videos. I'm going to be doing these every day. I am doing a series. So there is a series where I'm going to be not only just recording every day, but I'm getting into my 2024. I'm just going to speak the truth, how I truly feel, how I truly think, and not let up, because I know that there's these people want to keep people down. And I know that if I just don't shut up, then I'm going to be placed in the right position that I already know that I am. So that's my big thing. I've been working on this for 2 years. I've been working on my business for 2 years. I've been cultivating, clientele and multiplying multiple streams of income, building my network. And I want you guys to understand that this is exactly how we're supposed to do this. So peace, much love. Talk to you guys soon. Namaste.